Good morning, afternoon, and evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Dota Yoshi, joined here today by Bl00dlock. How are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
I am fantastic, and for some reason, my mute broadcast isn't on. There we go. And today we will be watching a match on the Cybergamer Ladder. SYF Gaming is ranked first, being challenged by NxL Homie, who are ranked 4th. SYF Gaming are currently 8 wins and 0 losses on the ladder. They've skyrocketed their way up to the top and have been sitting there for a while now. NxL Homie, they've been sitting top 10 for the last few months, trying to break into the top 3 position, and if they can win today's match, they will take over and they'll be quite ecstatic. And so far, SYF Gaming, they've taken out the Treant Protector.
Yes, Treant, very good ban. That early heal does wonders, especially not only for heroes but just for the towers as well. Able to heal while they're not being attacked. And the Wisp ban, the global power, the character that everyone in Australia seems to hate.
I think it's as that went wrong. I think it is not just everyone in Australia. I think it's a worldwide phenomenon of hate against Wisp at the moment. I mean, he died off for a while, no one was using him, and then all of a sudden, he's been picked up all over the place, and it's just been dominating around the scene. Just his global presence just makes him such a fantastic ability, a fantastic character. And Batrider's been picked up for SYF Gaming. I haven't seen a Batrider for a very long time in the Australian scene, and I'm very happy. He's got such a strong laning presence. If you run him into a jungle, you can get an 8-7 minute blink dagger, or if you want to go for that 4 staff to get that early mana up, is also a viable option. But having such a great hero as Batrider, that napalm is just chaotic, and the lasso will work throughout the entire game. Grab onto, you've left the lifesteal in the pool. If they pick up the lifesteal, you can still lasso him and then just destroy him with the auto attack damage coming out from your carry.
And yeah, I haven't seen a Batrider in a long time as well, but though they got the Batrider, Visage was one of the first bans for NxL Homie, and they do pick up the Outworld Devourer. Very strong mid, very annoying hero to lane against with that constant disable and mana steal.
Yeah, and OD is classified as the best solo hero in mid at the moment. It just the ability to steal your mana, and then your attack damage goes down because you have a lower int pool, and he's sitting on about 99 auto attacks. It's just unbelievably powerful for OD, and the ability for his Sanity Eclipse to pretty much take you down from 2/3 HP and kill you is just such a strong, versatile tool, and having that procs for the rest of your team helps out throughout the entire game.
Weaver is the second pickup for NxL. Weaver, very squishy, is a bug that needs to be squashed, but late game can do a lot of damage, especially once he picks up that Desolator. And Rubik, second pick for SYF Gaming. An early Rubik pick, so looking to get a lot of spells, trying to limit down NxL in terms of the heroes that they're going to be picking up.
One of the problems with Rubik though is if you do steal that Sanity Eclipse, usually you do not have the intel pool to be able to do much damage to the opposing team, because you're usually stuck into the hard support role of 5th. Unless you get a really good early start, pick up some kills and get a lot of assists, you will not get your early 4 stuff, you won't have your Scythe, and you just won't have any int for his Sanity Eclipse to get picked off. So that's one little ability you won't be able to use around, which is such a fantastic item if you can get the int. If you get an early 4 staff, then your Sanity Eclipse will do a lot of damage to the rest of the team. OD will still in the end pick you off quite easily though.
And another Alchemist ban. This was a ban in the last game that we casted. So Alchemist is definitely another carry that people really just don't want to verse. Even if he gets a very bad early game, he's still able to farm it up late, mid and late game, which is one of the reasons why he's a very good hero.
And I would say we would be seeing a tri-lane with a Weaver, quite possibly, or you might see the lifesteal eventually be picked up, as the lifesteal is still in the pool, is a very strong hero, and that Darkseer, as I was just about to mention, is also taken out. He's one of the best teamfight heroes. You can control the fights very well for your Vacuum Wall, Surge to save allies, and the Iron Shell. It will win off lanes 90% of the time, purely because you can't be picked off, you've got a Surge, and you'll always pick up creeps yourself, and you don't even have to be near the lane. So it's a nice ban by SYF Gaming. They do not want any more teamfight potential to come out for next level Homie.
And next level could even send the Weaver into the off lane. They actually banned the Lifestealer, so this could be a Weaver in the tri lane, but Weaver can definitely, he does have the potential to go in that off lane.
One of the problems with Weaver is if SYF Gaming are on the ball, if they pick up an early rev wards, you can zone Weaver out completely for the first 10 minutes and keep him away from that time lapse. Because quite a lot of teams that I've seen recently, they don't pick up those early revelations or sentry wards, and they don't zone out that Weaver. Weaver's able to pick up that level 6 and then start rolling over a tri-lane because he's just got free reign over him. So look forward to seeing SYF pick up some early rev wards and be aggressive to keep that Weaver shut down. And a Gyrocopter being picked up. He is such a great hero. The AoE potential from that cooldown on top of that Sanity Eclipse, that's going to hurt late game. Have that slow on top, Sanity Eclipse to finish them all off. The Rocket Barrage, not to mention the Rocket Barrage. Early game, one stun onto a support hero or even a carry hero into a lane, and that Rocket Barrage, you stand next to him, you've lost half, 3/4 of your health.
Yeah, and we're definitely with that gyro pickup, we're definitely going to be seeing Weaver going to the offlane, so forcing SYF to think on their feet and get those sentry wards up. Otherwise, they're going to have problems with the Weaver and late game problems with the gyro.
One of the things I like so far from SYF Gaming, they haven't revealed their carry hand yet. They haven't revealed fully how they want to do this, do their strats. They can still, if they wanted to, rotate into a push-in style, even global strength of a Nature's Prophet if they want to pick up him. They've got a Batrider and Rubik. These two are very versatile heroes. They can fit any role if possible. Rubik, if he wants to push, level out Fadeball and start pushing those creeps. Same with the Batrider, you have those Napalm, you have your Firefly, you can easily clean up creeps and start getting down those towers. However, they haven't revealed their hand yet, they haven't picked up their carry. The carry pool is slightly diminishing, but they still have some very nice carries, such as the Lone Druid if they want to pick up the Lone Druid. Storm Spirit has been slightly making a surge back here and there. They've even got the hard carry Anti-Mage if they want to pull out this late game.
Lich. So we actually they're going to be putting that Lich, I'm 100% certain they're putting Lich in that offlane. Because of that, Soul Steel is able to deny a creep every single wave and is constantly able to bring that lane towards him, getting him the farm that he needs going into the mid game.
And it would definitely hurt the opposing team because just having that one creep, every creep wave being denied, it hurts. The lane will push back to your tower, and as Lich you can hold that lane at your tower, pick up those levels, and even gold to help out with that mech if they do decide to run him in that off lane. Then now there's a Shadow Demon being picked up. This is a very nice pickup. It's got a very great defensive capabilities with his disruption, Soul Catcher on top of that disruption, then a Gyrocopter with his Rocket Barrage. That will demolish any hero you come up against. There's usually no way to escape that. And then following that Shadow Demon, we should see a Lina or a Leshrac pick up, possibly even a Gyrocopter, and that's going to be one very powerful tri-lane.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, and SYF just taking their time, picking this last hero. They still have not picked their carry, and I think this is what they're going to pick now, as they seem to be thinking very hard about what they want. We could be seeing something like a Luna. I mean, that's what I personally would pick, but we could even have a PL Coddle.
One of the problems I could see with a Luna though is you've got the Shadow Demon disruption. Weaver will have his time lapse and you'll have his Sakuchi, and OD will be able to shut down with his Sanity Eclipse, with his Astral Imprisonment. So you have abilities to just be able to take yourself out of the fight or clone yourself. So I think that's one little problem with picking up that Luna. I might look to see a Juggernaut being picked up, but
And
you're
they do
right.
pick up the Luna. I was right.
So they might have a little problem, as I just mentioned there, with the Shadow Demon, Weaver, and the OD, all having abilities to be able to dodge those the Eclipse and those Lucent Beams. But we will see how it does pan out and how they get through this laning phase.
And they do ban the Prophet, so I think NxL is thinking that Lich may be going in the tri-lane, which is still a possibility, but I don't doubt that he's going in the off lane. And there's the Leshrac ban, so NxL looking to pick up a Lina or even something else. I don't know.
I always like to see Jakiros. Their ice paths are one of the most fundamental parts of this game. You always see, well, not always, but when you see a 4 or 5 man ice path, it just makes you feel good inside. That's 2.5 seconds of stun. It does a little bit of damage, and then you have a dual breath on top of a macro pyre. And Jakiro himself should just get a quad kill and just take out an entire team by himself. I love watching Jakiros play.
5 seconds
The only
remaining.
downside to Jakiro though is you have to really know how to play him. Like, it's from experience. Like, I play a lot of Jakiro, and it is in the early stages when you haven't played him too much. It's very difficult to land those ice paths. but it really takes some mastering to predict where people are running and be able to ice path more than just one person.
Yeah.
And really be able to take out those team fights.
I definitely agree with you there. He is one of those hit and miss characters. The better you are with Jakiro, the substantially, well, not substantially, you make quite a lot more effect onto the match, as you can completely just devastate teams by splitting them up, get them all into ones. It segregates everyone, and he's just one of those fantastic heroes. He's like the better behemoth of, my mistake. I can't believe I said a Hon hero then. The better Earthshaker. I haven't played Hon in 8 months, so I don't know, but he's a better Earthshaker with that ice path, because you don't ruin your own teammates in the process. So
and I actually, to be honest, I actually wouldn't mind seeing an Earthshaker pickup, just because I want the Echo Slam to be coming back into competitive. We've seen it overseas a little bit, and they do actually pick up the Lina, which is it's a smart pickup. It's kind of what was expected, but Jakiro was definitely an option, and even an Earthshaker, to be honest.
And Lina's a very safe pickup too. She has a lot of burst damage. She's got a great stun. I mean, it's a 1-second cast time of a stun. It's a very slow animation, but if it lands, it does quite a lot of damage comboed with that Dragon Slave and Laguna Blade. And on top of the Shadow Demon, who I would presumably think would get Disruption and max his Soul Catcher, it's going to do a lot of damage in the tri-lane. So look to see NxL be very aggressive while SYF Gaming, as now they pick up that Lone Druid.
And there's the Lone Druid that you said was going to be picked before. Very tanky hero.
So SYF Gaming, look to them go for this mid-game aggression. They won't want to try and do too much at the start. They want to start getting some farm up on their Luna and Lone Druid. Whereas NxL, they're going to be going for this very early aggression with this Shadow Demon and Lina with the Gyrocopter on top.
So it looks like Lich will be going into the tri-lane, even so, still able to use that sacrifice to mess around with that Weaver. And really just going to be annoying. So we're going to see the Batrider go mid, possibly, and the Lone Druid going in the off lane with our Rubik, Luna, and the Lich in the tri-lane. With OD as Batrider's mid opponent, Gyro in the tri-lane with Quaid playing Shadow Demon and Lina, and then Weaver offlane, hopefully.
To introduce the teams for NxL, the captain's role will be being taken up by Warax. He will be on the Weaver and should be running in that offlane position. In mid, we'll have OD, B Luigi, and we do see a smoke up down in this bottom lane. They're going to be running as fast as possible.
We have a smoke actually down up on top as well, so we got double smoke.
Oh, this is going to be interesting. We'll leave the introduction to when things die down a little bit. If these teams come head on, I think NxL will have the lead. They've got the burst damage, they've got the stuns to follow it all up. SYF, they do have a little bit of damage, but that bear, he's not going to be able to do too much this early game. And they're going to be walking together. The ward has been popped by the Rubik, but the smoke is still up.
They're going into the Roche pit. They're looking to grab a level 1 Roche. However, that Gyro may actually have spotted that courier just coming down the stairs there. They're going to find them. The smoke's going to pop. The whole of SYF is in the Roche pit. This could be dangerous.
Ooh, Light Striker rate gets down. Great stun onto 2. And he does fall. Ooh. So Batrider picks up the first spot. They're turning around on Quaid. Quaid takes the second death of the game. SYF have picked up 2 kills. They're chasing down further. Weaver doesn't have his Sakuchi. He will fall. That's 3 kills going to SYF Gaming. And now that bear, he's looking for blood. He's almost going to pick up that Lina. He's turning back around, but they're not going to worry about it. They're going back towards this Roshan. And Lich's armor on this bear slows down the Roshan so much, and they can continue taking this. They might even force NxL to come back for round 2 and pick off some more kills. However, they're going to rotate back to their lanes.
They will be coming back for round 2. We see the Gyro, Shadow Demon, and the Weaver both rotating bottom again, and Batrider defending this double damage could be dangerous if NxL actually gets their hands on it.
That's a little bit unfortunate for NxL.
Backing off of the Roche pit.
Gyrocopter just walking into that Roche pit by himself. His teammates were quite far behind, and he just got pretty much picked off before the fight even started, so it was a 4v5. Great play by SYF Gaming there.
So we're going to see a Lich going in the off lane, and we're going to have a Lone Druid at middle. So we're having Batrider in the jungle and a dual lane with the Luna and the Rubik.
And now we do have a rotation mid already. They're looking to find this kill on this Lone Druid. They've taken out once. Can this disruption get off? He spotted him, and he's already out there. That's wasting 3 heroes' time in mid. This is looking not too well at the start for NxL, but they're rotating top. They want to go tri-lane against tri-lane because they have the aggressive tri-lane, and they can take them on. If they let Luna free farm too much, there will be quite a lot of
There will
problems.
be hell to pay
Yeah.
if they let the Luna farm.
And now to continue to introduce the teams as we go a little bit interrupted, on the Lena will be, Gaoi. On that, followed by his support will be Quaid on that Shadow Demon. The Gyrocopter will be played by Scribble. And I believe that was all on NxL. You'd like to introduce
we're
Sif?
starting to get into the introductions, and suddenly there was a double smoke. Apologies to the messy beginning, but a double smoke usually
Dire's
means
top
something's
tower
going to
is
happen.
under attack.
Haven't seen a double smoke in a while, that's for sure. And over on SYF Gaming, we have that captain's position. He will be played on the Rubik's Salvus? Sorry if I botched your name there.
I say Silvos.
Okay. And we see an initiation, the light strike array comes out, lands on 2, Gyrocopter pops off that rocket barrage, doing a lot of damage to the Luna. Luna's out of there, disruption comes on, Batrider's flame and napalm stacks does a lot of damage to that Gyrocopter. He will fall, turn him back around into the Luna. More napalm stacks are coming out. This Lena is gonna be more than dead. Can't get away from his napalm. Turns around to that light strike array. That movement speed and turn rate from that napalm gets him picked off. So that's 2 more kills going in favor of SYF, and now they're sitting 5-0.
Yeah, definitely very well played by SYF. Able to turn around the initiation that. Alright, actually no, they initiated onto the gyro. I apologize. Luna not quite having enough mana to get off another Lucent Beam, but luckily the Batrider had a few stacks up there on the Lena and the gyro, and was able to get Rubik a double kill there.
And speaking of that, Luna, that will be played by Boomba. The Batrider will be played by Fresh in that jungle. In mid lane will be Monk. He'll be up against the ODs. He's doing pretty well currently. I mean, he's 4 for 2, but there's not much you can do against an OD. Just pretty much survive. He hasn't lost his bear yet, so he hasn't given that gold away. And finally, on that Lich in the off lane, we have 2-0, who is up against the Weaver. And both of them are pretty much fairly equal, but it's going to be hard for the Weaver as those creeps will be consistently denied.
That is true. And Weaver using the Shikushi just to harass Lich, trying to make something of it and get Lich out of that lane to stop him denying those creeps, but I really think that Weaver's going to lose this lane.
And Weaver, he's almost completely out of consumables. He's got 1 salve left, and a little bit more of that harassment coming from Lich. That will force out that salve very shortly. And then the Weaver will be pretty much next to useless in that game, if he, that lane. If he tries to get too close to those creeps for either Sakuchi or to auto-attack it, as his range isn't the best, he'll easily get hit by that Lich and then just be taken out of the lane and possibly dying if he's not careful enough.
And we already see Weaver picking up the Ring of Basilius, meaning he wants to have a constant mana pool able to Shikuchi, either to escape or just to harass that.
Batrider's looking to go for this OD. He's got level 4. He's got a few napalm stacks. And they're going to try and find a Lucky Entangle. No, they're not. Yes, they are. Lucky Entangle's not going to happen. Batrider's still waiting on this cliff. He's waiting for his opportunity to come on down. And he's got support of that Lena. And he's come flying down. The OD pops that Astral Imprisonment. He's going to put him down. The Flame Break comes out. Nice light striker away. Hold him back. But now he's in a lot of trouble himself. Batrider still wants blood. He's going to chase down that Lena. He's going to give up. He doesn't want to dive too far.
The bear goes down. Actually the cocktail kind of pushed OD out of the way a bit there, so not quite the way they wanted it to go, but also a good light strike array by the Lena.
And Batrider gets that lucky haste room, and he's going to be searching. He might find the Lena, the daylight vision, not far enough for him to find that vision. He's going to be stacking, and he's going to start work on these jungles himself. He's going to make this forest his own.
Back down on this off lane here, we've got Weaver already below half HP. He's used his salve, and he's got another one in his stash.
And that's the power of a Lich. He's just such a strong harassment hero. And against a Weaver, like, Weaver, you don't expect to kill, but if you can deny these creeps consistently as much as this Lich, you're hurting him more than killing him.
Weaver looking to go on this Lich. Pops the swarm and going for the double attacks, and he's going to get him. The first blood for NxL Homie.
Poor Lich, he almost had enough to throw off that Frostblast, but he was a few miles short, and Wyrox is walking back through the tower. He's taking a few tower hits. He almost falls to that tower himself, so a little bit of a blunder coming out there. But then again, Batrider was looming around that bottom river, and he could have tried to intercept that Weaver, so He makes it out alive, so in the end it was nice play by Warax to get out of there alive with a kill on that Lich.
Batrider gets a regen rune, so instantly gets his bottle back up and he's able to go back into the jungle or look for ganks. He's almost got that level 6 as well, and he's about 1.2k off getting his blink dagger, so this is going to be a very dangerous Batrider very soon.
It's definitely not the fastest blink day you can see on a Batrider in jungle, but he has been trying to find openings for his mid lane to help out his lone druid, which is very beneficial. So far it hasn't been too efficient, as he has wasted in the end about a minute and a half to 2 minutes not being out in that jungle. He could have already had his level 6 up and then tried to help out then. How he went for that earlier gank, it did fail because Knight's positioning from the supports. And NxL, they're rotating their heroes once again. You've got Scribble, he's walking around in circles with Quaid following behind him. And they're not doing anything. There's a level 3 on that Gyrocopter, level 3 on the Shadow Demon. And now they're just sitting in the jungle. This is a lot of time wasted, a lot of farm and gold they're missing out on at the moment. And it's just going to hurt them into this mid game.
You take a look at the last hits and denies. We've actually got Gyro sitting very close to the bottom, only on 11 last hits. But he's very far behind in terms of farming. He's only level 3, which is the same level as his Shadow Demon. And we see Lich all the way on level 7. So we're actually seeing a tri-lane swap down to bottom, looking to shut down this Lich and get Gyro some farm. And we're going to have the Weaver transfer all the way up to top.
We got a little bit of a fight going on between this Weaver and the Luna. They were both trading hits, and then Weaver went in for a little bit more. He's got his time-lapse if he needs to use it. He will time-lapse. He's going towards that Luna, but he's going to Sakuchi his way back out of there. He's got to be very careful. If there's a lift up, we might see a kill. We'll see a Lucent Beam. Do we have a Fade Bolt? Fade Bolt's up and through. They've got it.
Down. Very smart play by the Rubik.
And the Weaver falls. That's very well played by SYF there. SYF.
So they were expecting Weaver to actually come into the top lane from the beginning, so they had those sentry wards ready, and very fast plays by Rubik. Uses the lift, puts the sentry ward down, so Shikuchi's useless.
And Lich, he's manning up against 2 heroes. He almost killed off that Gyrocopter and almost killed off the Shadow Demon himself. Shadow Demon's going to salve himself back up. Lena's coming in to try and help out here. But Lich, he almost soloed 2 heroes, and one of those heroes was the carry for NxL. And that just shows you where this game's currently at and how strong the positioning of SYF Gaming is at the moment. They've got a very strong foothold.
We actually have a tier 1 going to SYF at the top, so XP graph looking about 5k towards SYF, and gold just over 5k as well. So going very much in SYF's favor.
It's very hard for NxL at the moment. They've been trying to rotate heroes around because they've been trying to find the best places. I mean, that's not necessarily the worst thing you can do, but spending so much time walking from top lane to bottom lane, that is probably one of the worst things you can do, because you're not getting that XP, you're missing out on that gold. If you TP'd and gotten your Gyrocopter down straight away, that would have been fine, but they just had all their heroes walking, and now they're falling behind in gold and XP, and it's going to be a struggle to get back up into this game.
I think there may have been a bit of a misclick there by Monk. He actually resummoned the bear when it was almost at full HP. Not sure if it was a misclick or if he intended to do that, but it's the first possible mistake I've ever seen from SYF.
Did he get the first entangle off onto the OD before he resummoned?
He did get the entangle, and then he resummoned and then respawned.
One of the things you can do with a lone druid is, if you get that entangle off, if you resummon, the entangle is instantly off cooldown, so you can go for a secondary entangle while the first one's still procced.
I know, that's true, but he actually didn't go for the second entangle.
Ah, okay, I see.
So that's why I was questioning it. Either that or he's just playing it safe.
This poor Weaver, he's been zoned out completely from this top lane, and this is what you want to see from the supports of SYF. You've got those sentries down, and you zone out the Weaver strongly. I mean, Weaver, he's only level 7, and he's got 17 creep kills to himself. I mean, he started off against a Lich by himself. He couldn't pick up too many last hits there, because fantastic ability for that Lich to deny creeps. And then he gets rotated top, and then he's being completely harassed out of the game.
The Gyro down at bottom. Pops his Q, and he's actually harassed Gyro out of the lane. He has his ulti up, so even though there's no one there, that ulti can still do enough damage. He can just pop his Frost Blast again.
And in mid lane, OD's taking a lot of damage. You have the Batright. He's starting to get that napalm strikes up. He's got his blink. He fireflies and lassos on that Shadow Demon. Shadow Demon should fall very shortly. And Taylor comes out. Nice disruption. Hoping there's any support from his teammates. No support coming in, and he'll fall shortly after. So at least the OD survives, but the Shadow Demon does fall in the meanwhile.
The OD survives. Tried to do as much as he could for the Shadow Demon, and Shadow Demon was actually able to disrupt himself, but even so, the Firefly just doing all the burn damage to the Shadow Demon.
And while that was going on, Lich managed to find a kill on the Gyrocopter down in bottom lane, so that's going to hurt a lot.
He did use his ulti for it, so Lich's ulti is down, but that's a kill for the Lich against the carry for NxL Homie. So Gyro being only on 19 last hits, still very far behind and dying as well, so this is not looking good for NxL.
It's very hard. I mean, they've been trying to rotate around to find the outnumberings, but SYF, they've always predicted it, they've always came back out, and they've switched up their lanes to always counter it, and they've been doing very well jobs. NxL, every time they try to correct a situation, SYF just makes it much harder for NxL to come back into it, and I can't commend SYF enough. They've been doing very great predictions, great decision making, and they've got 2 towers up and 7 kills ahead.
And actually, I just want to point out how far ahead SYF actually is. We have Lich sitting on almost 350 GPM, and the Gyro sitting on only 150. Lich at 12 minutes has already picked himself up some phase boots and a mechanism. And the Gyro just sitting on phase boots and a couple iron branches. That's how far ahead SYF currently are. 7 kills ahead on the scoreboard, and a lot more in terms of gold. Actually sitting now at 10k gold ahead, only 12 minutes in.
And that's just wow. SYF, they've just been doing very well done this game, and unfortunately for NxL, they've just been completely outmustered in every way possible. And now we might be seeing a gank onto this Lone Druid, and Taylor comes out, and now the Lina doesn't want to go in. Gyrocopter, however, throws out the rocket. OD's trying to turn around and do something, but a little bit of communication coming out.
In from the Lich, so he's going to pop the ultimate.
And there's a few auto attacks coming out. Gyrocopter gets entangled. Light Striker away is not going to be able to help him out, and now the Gyrocopter should fall on a few auto attacks. Lich, if he has to, will frost boss, but not needed.
Rubik comes flying in with the stolen level 4 Shikuchi. Lifts up the OD.
And now we will be seeing a very dead OD very shortly. And who will it go to? It will go to that Lich. He's GPM, carry Lich all the way. Frost Blast comes out, and then Lina will fall.
Straight up entanglement. That's a dead Lina.
And this should be a tier 2 tower. Oh wait, never mind. The creeps are way too far ahead. Unfortunately for them, they're not going to get that tier 2 tower. And top 1, Wyrax, he's trying to chip it down. He's trying to find something for his team. He's trying to find any income he can to grab for his team at the moment. His supports, they're poor. They're struggling to get wards up themselves, let alone any items to help them out.
We actually see Lone Druid and Lich going into the Roche pit. Lich just popped the mechanism, so healing up the bear. And Luna comes in as well. They're looking to take this Roche.
It's going to be a very easy Roche. NxL, they don't have any wards. They might suspect something's up. Oh, some pings are going out. They might want to smoke up, but I can't see their supports buying smoke for quite a while.
Yeah, they're gonna have. I mean, Shadow Demon does have wards, but the only ward they have is up there at top, and SYF picks up the Roche, immediate smoke. Gonna go look for some ganks, and there's no sentries up and no wards up, so they're gonna have no idea that this smoke has gone. And they're going to find a Gyro at middle.
We got Batright, he blinks in, lassos, Firefly's already up, and straight away, that's dead Gyrocopter. Weaver comes in, do we have any revelation for him? Not quite currently. Kraid gets hit back by that Firebreak, and he will get forward straight back down. That's 3 heroes dead on the side. Eclipse has been paused. The Astral Imprisonment is going to keep that OD alive for a few more seconds. Mech is popped on that OD. Can he get out of there? A few more auto attacks, and the Frostblast will pick him off. And now Weaver, he's going to Sakuchi his way out of it. He shouldn't die. Unless he gets very over-aggressive, but he's still got that time lapse
still
up.
Quite far in there. Shikuchi's trying to do something, but I think if he stays a little bit longer, he's going to get picked off. Batrider's going to get a few stacks of oil on him.
He doesn't have enough mana to time lapse. There we go.
And Lich does drop to the Weaver. But they get a tower and 4 of NxL in the process.
And now they've come back in. They might find a kill on this Luna. Luna's going to get on out of there. Now they've turned back around. Quaid, he's going to fall to the Firefly of Fresh. And now he's turned back around. Those napalm stacks are sticking up. Auto attack will finish off Scribe. And Fresh will just fly on out of there, out of nowhere. Can Wyrax get those auto attacks off? He throws out those bugs. They're not going to land. Great entangle coming out by Monk.
Oh, that entanglement by the lone druid.
Ice Frog,
Admiral
please.
Bulldog. And Wyrax calls the GG. 16 minutes. That's a 16-minute GG call.
And SYF, wow.
SYF just dominated this whole game.
And they show why they're sitting on top of the Cybergamer Ladder. They showed why they haven't lost a single game yet. They've just been absolutely phenomenal. Taking and absolutely predicting NxL's lanes and just ruining it, closing them, shutting them down every way possible.
That was a fantastic game. SYF, like you said, showing why they're number one. Just completely dominating it from the get-go. In the Roche pit. Wanted to take a level 1 Roche, but that early team fight, getting the first blood and 2 kills on top of that, going towards the Luna, was just a great start. And from there, haven't even been behind.
And they never showed signs of letting up. They just kept hammering and hammering, and there was just nothing NxL could do. They couldn't get back up. They were just being kicked while they were down. Very well played by SYF.
And I have to say, probably man of the match has to go to the Lich. Shut down the Weaver very early on, forced him to transfer their tri-lane from top to bottom, making the Weaver go top, and the Luna just had fun with that Weaver at top. Wasn't able to do anything, wasn't able to get any farm, and they were able to just get kills out of it.
I definitely agree. And that Lich, he also found a solo kill on the Gyrocopter. He almost found a double kill by himself against the Lina and Gyrocopter. It was phenomenal. He played well, early mech, and then they just pushed it in for the win.
And actually, Lich was the only one to die in that fight where the Weaver stayed behind. Even so, the Weaver was able to be picked off, and Luna didn't even pop the Aegis. That's how strong that SYF was in that fight. Gyro, unable to do anything, had no farm, and just there was nothing that NxL could really do. They had all the heroes were just so squishy.
So thank you all for watching co-commentary by us. We hope you enjoyed watching. You can follow me at youtube.com/DotaYoshi. All the VODs you hear me do will always go up there. You can follow Bl00dlock at invid_TV at twitch.tv, I should say. And
also follow me at Bl00dlock on Twitch as well. I do have a separate channel. I just cast CG games on Invid TV because the organization's television channel. So not just Dota on this channel, you will be able to find other games, especially COD 4, Black Ops, CS, that kind of thing. So yeah, follow us both.
all the good stuff.
All the good stuff.
So once again, thank you all for watching. Hope you have a good morning, afternoon, and evening. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.